On the rocky hills of the Rift Valley in Kenya, baboons have shifted from being wild residents to daily troublemakers for farming communities. They attack fields of beans, maize, and vegetables, wiping out weeks of hard labor in just a few hours, leaving farmers staring at barren stalks and empty soil. Many solutions have been tested: digging trenches, putting up barbed wire, and even using guard dogs, but none of these defenses can withstand the intelligence and boldness of these primates. The situation worsens as baboons, emboldened by easy access to food, invade villages, steal from storage huts, and even intimidate children on their way to school. Their destructive raids now pose not just an agricultural crisis but also a direct threat to rural safety and stability. With defensive measures failing one after another, could hunting be the only viable solution to stop the growing chaos caused by baboons? Let us explore this urgent battle. Hunting lions in India's Gir forest, the last stronghold of the Asiatic lion, requires not only skill but also profound respect for the animal and the land it inhabits. Gir is a unique sanctuary, filled with scrubby thickets, rocky ridges, and tall grasses that make spotting lions both challenging and exciting. For hunters, success begins with the right choice of firearm, because when facing one of nature's most powerful predators, there is absolutely no room for error. Large caliber rifles are the standard, providing both penetration and the stopping power needed to bring down a lion quickly and humanely. The .375 HNH Magnum has long been considered the minimum caliber for such hunts, but many experienced hunters prefer the .416 Rigby or .458 Winchester Magnum to give themselves an extra margin of strength and reliability, ensuring that one decisive shot can end the confrontation. The thick terrain of Gir forest makes this form of hunting very different from the wide open plains of Africa. Here, lions use every element of the landscape to their advantage, crouching low in tall grasses or vanishing into dense thickets that line the forest trails. Hunters often find themselves facing encounters where the distance is less than 100 yards, sometimes much closer.
Okay, let's wait a bit, it's good shooting.
In such tense situations, the choice of rifle may determine life or death. Bolt-action rifles are prized for their accuracy and reliability, while double rifles allow for a rapid second shot if the first round fails to finish the job. A scope with low magnification, usually between 1x and 4x, is ideal because it allows hunters to aim quickly and efficiently at close range without losing track of the target when the lion makes sudden, explosive moves. Shot placement remains the most critical factor in a successful lion hunt. A lion's heart and lungs are located just behind the front shoulder, making this the most effective target for a clean and ethical kill. Hunters must train themselves to stay calm, even as adrenaline surges, to place their shot precisely in this zone. Attempting a headshot is strongly discouraged, as the lion's skull is thick, curved, and capable of deflecting even powerful bullets. A poorly placed shot not only prolongs the animal's suffering but also creates a far more dangerous scenario: a wounded lion retreating into cover, lying in wait to ambush its pursuers. In these moments, patience, steady nerves, and sharp accuracy are what separate the seasoned hunter from the unprepared novice, turning a perilous encounter into a successful hunt. Tracking lions in Gir Forest requires patience equal to one's skill with a rifle. These predators move with stealth and intelligence, often leaving only the faintest traces of their passage. Experienced hunters learn to read subtle signs: fresh paw prints pressed into soft soil, claw marks etched into tree trunks, broken vegetation along the trails, or even the alarm calls of deer and birds signaling the presence of a lion nearby.
Good job, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Timing is vital, as lions are most active in the early morning and late evening, when the heat of the day subsides. Hours of silent tracking, watching and listening for even the smallest clue build a tension that makes the final confrontation both terrifying and unforgettable. This mounting suspense is part of what makes hunting lions in Gir Forest a true test of endurance, courage, and determination.
Shit.
Above all, safety must remain the hunter's constant companion when pursuing lions. A cornered or wounded lion is perhaps one of the most dangerous adversaries in the wild, capable of covering 50 yards in just seconds with lethal force. For this reason, no hunter should ever venture into Gir forest alone. A skilled guide who knows the terrain and the lion's behavior can mean the difference between triumph and tragedy. Many hunters also bring along a backup rifleman, ready to fire if the first shot fails to stop the charge. Clear communication, solid teamwork, and strict discipline ensure that when the lion finally emerges from the shadows, the hunters are fully prepared to face it with confidence. To respect both the danger and the majesty of the lion is what defines a true hunter. So what do you think about standing against the king of Gir with only your rifle, training, and courage? Could you keep steady as a lion charges directly at you, or would the pressure shatter your concentration? Share your answer in the comments below, and tell us if you would dare to test your skills in such a harsh environment. If you enjoyed this story and want to experience more thrilling hunts from across the world, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Your support fuels our epic adventures.
Schön.
For generations, we've known crocodiles as fearsome creatures lurking in rivers and swamps, but what happens when those powerful jaws, capable of crushing bone, suddenly appear on suburban streets? After Cyclone Zelia tore through parts of Australia, residents were left not only with floodwaters, but with unexpected and terrifying visitors, crocodiles roaming freely in neighborhoods.
Oh no!
In Queensland, panic erupted after a jogger was reportedly attacked during a morning run, a chilling reminder that these predators are no longer confined to the wild. With their aggressive instincts and populations now reaching into the millions, Australians are facing an unprecedented threat right at their doorstep. So, in the face of this escalating danger, what urgent actions has the Australian government taken to protect its people? Let's dive in and uncover the full story. After recognizing the growing threat crocodiles pose in cyclone-hit regions, the Australian government has rolled out the 2025 crocodile hunting policy, granting official approval for regulated hunts in several states. This policy has sparked massive interest, drawing thousands of seasoned hunters eager to take part in the campaign. But it's not just anyone who can join. Participants must obtain specialized licenses and prove they possess substantial shooting experience. Interestingly, the hunting operations are now organized into two clear strategies, one involving modern firearms and the other demanding the traditional and challenging approach of using bows. So how do these two distinct methods actually play out in the field? If you're curious, don't forget to like the video. Among the two, crocodile hunting with bows is considered far more demanding and technical. Hunters often rely on high-draw compound bows equipped with razor-sharp broadhead arrows, designed specifically to penetrate the thick, armor-like hide of a crocodile. These bows are not only powerful but also lightweight and customizable, allowing for greater precision and control. Most hunters also carry backup gear like laser rangefinders, waterproof quivers, and reinforced boots to navigate swamps and riverbanks efficiently. With the right setup, skilled bow hunters can take down crocodiles from distances up to 40 yards, where precision matters most.
Perfect, Josh. Yeah.
Safety is paramount in bow hunting, which is why crocodile hunters rarely go solo. Most teams are made up of 3 to 5 people, each assigned roles such as lookout, tracker, and archer. This team-based approach ensures mutual support during tense encounters and increases the chances of a successful hunt. However, hunting crocodiles with bows comes with unique challenges. Thick vegetation, slippery terrain, and the animal's explosive power make every step unpredictable. Add to that the need for silent movement and perfect timing, and it's clear why this method demands both physical endurance and mental discipline. When it comes to the moment of truth, the process is nothing short of intense. A well-planned ambush near a known crocodile path leads to a tense wait, often lasting hours. Once a target is in sight, the archer must remain calm and deliver a perfectly placed shot, typically aimed at the soft underbelly or behind the skull. Adrenaline surges as the arrow is released, and every hunter describes this experience as a mix of raw fear and absolute focus.
Got good. She's gonna take off now.
So what do you think about this primal, skill-based hunting method? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Reports from licensed hunting organizations show that nearly 70% of hunters prefer using firearms over other methods, primarily for safety and efficiency. Rifles such as the .375 HNH Magnum or the .308 Winchester are especially favored for their long-range stopping power, often allowing hunters to neutralize crocodiles from 50 to 150 yards away. This distance is critical when facing armored reptiles known for ambush attacks.
These
Compared to bow hunting, which demands close proximity and leaves hunters vulnerable, firearms give hunters a decisive edge in both safety and success rates. Alongside rifles, hunters also rely on essential gear like rangefinders, thermal scopes, and recoil pads, all of which improve accuracy and reduce risk during the hunt. The process of shooting a crocodile is calculated and highly disciplined. It begins with careful scouting, often using drones or tracking patterns near rivers and floodplains. Once a crocodile is spotted, hunters must remain downwind and silent, ensuring they aren't detected. The most critical moment is the shot itself. Hunters aim for the narrow kill zones near the eye and spine, which are the only vulnerable spots on a crocodile's heavily armored body. A perfect shot results in instant incapacitation, minimizing suffering and eliminating the danger of a wounded crocodile retreating into the water. Coordination between team members, especially in flood-prone regions, ensures backup shots are ready if the first round fails to land with precision. advantages of using rifles in crocodile hunts go far beyond just distance and safety. Firearms deliver unmatched precision and stopping power, essential when dealing with 1,500-pound reptiles that can lunge at lightning speed. In large-scale operations, especially in regions overrun after flood season, rifles allow hunters to manage multiple targets efficiently without needing to trap or transport live animals.
Perfect shot.
Moreover, hunting from a distance significantly reduces the risk of accidental ambush or injury, especially in dense swamp vegetation where crocodiles can remain invisible until the last second. With proper training and licensing, firearms become indispensable tools for both conservation and public safety in areas where crocodiles pose a serious threat to people and livestock.
There! Now you got her.
Still, the method isn't without its drawbacks. Crocodiles have extremely thick skulls and narrow vital zones, meaning a poorly placed shot can lead to unnecessary suffering or dangerous follow-up situations. In populated or ecologically sensitive areas, stray bullets pose serious hazards, especially at night when visibility is low. There are also legal and ethical boundaries to consider. Unauthorized or reckless shooting not only carries stiff penalties but also disrupts crocodile populations and the ecosystems they regulate. Despite these challenges, Australia's strategic implementation of firearm-based hunting in approved regions has yielded notable success. In the Northern Territory, targeted culls have stabilized crocodile numbers and reduced attacks on humans and livestock, proving that when done responsibly, hunting with guns can be both effective and essential. So which hunting method do you prefer, bow or gun? Leave your opinion in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more perspectives on hunting adventures across the wild. In the Cape Peninsula, South Africa, wild baboons have become a serious threat to homes and farms. They frequently raid kitchens, tear apart roofs, and damage crops like grapes and corn. In areas such as Grabo and Simonstown, property damage and crop loss in 2025 have exceeded $1.2 million, with over 170 incidents reported in just 6 months. Residents are now facing rising repair bills, insurance claims, and the stress of daily confrontations. As government spending on baboon control reaches over $400,000 annually, how can we reduce the problems that give people here headaches year after year? Let's explore how locals are dealing with them in this video. The first step is legality. In the Cape Peninsula, South Africa, baboons may be classified as pests or as legal game animals, but that doesn't mean you can shoot whenever you see them. You'll need a hunting license, permission from the landowner if you're on private property, and knowledge of any local regulations regarding firearm use or trophy transport. This isn't just mandatory procedure, it also protects both the hunter and the environment from unsafe or unethical practices.
Nose tune ahead, we.
Hunting baboons with a gun requires intelligence, patience, and respect for an animal that is highly alert, social, and adaptable. Baboons move in troops, use individuals to watch for danger, and remember threats. That means a careless approach not only ruins your shot but also teaches the whole troop to avoid that area in the future. So before picking up a rifle, you must understand the nature of the animal and the terrain it lives in.
Oh, he's now huge fun. Stop. Very good.
Choosing the right gun is critical for a successful hunt. Baboons may look lean, but they are strong, muscular animals and not easy to take down. Most experienced hunters recommend using a medium-caliber rifle such as a .223 Remington, .243 Winchester, or even a .308 if you're dealing with longer distances or windy terrain. Pair your rifle with a good quality scope, with standard magnification from 3.9x so you can identify your target even if it's on a distant rock or moving between trees. Once you're armed and legal, scouting becomes the next big challenge. Baboons sleep on cliffs or in trees and come down to forage in the morning. They often raid farms, water sources, or orchards, and they follow fixed routes. Observing their movement for a few days will give you an advantage, especially if you notice where they often pass. You'll want to set up in a position with favorable wind, your silhouette concealed, and your line of sight clear. The actual method of gun hunting depends on your environment. A practical method in open terrain allows you to observe the troop from a distance and slowly move in, using bushes and rocks as cover. An ideal method near waterholes or trails they often frequent requires you to set up early, stay quiet, and wait for the right moment. Baiting is another option, using fruit or scraps to lure them in, but it's important to check whether this method is legal in the place where you hunt. When it's time to shoot, patience comes first. Always wait for a clear angle, ideally a broadside shot just behind the front shoulder, where the heart and lungs are. A headshot may seem effective but is very risky unless you are very close and confident. A poorly placed shot will cause a wounded baboon to flee into thick cover, and they are famously hard to track once alarmed. A clean kill isn't just ethical, it prevents unnecessary suffering and stops other baboons from becoming overly aggressive or cautious. Avoid targeting mothers with young or baby baboons, and don't fire blindly into the entire troop. Every action a hunter takes affects how these intelligent animals behave in the future, sometimes for generations.
Stop.
The goal should always be control, balance, and respect, not just collecting a trophy. A successful baboon hunt requires more than marksmanship. It demands thoughtfulness, strategy, and an understanding of how your decisions shape the land and the wildlife that live there.
Mantap. Mantap.
After the shot, approach with caution. Wounded baboons often exhibit aggressive behavior, and it's not uncommon for others in the troop to return and check the area. If you're collecting the skull, hands, or hide as a trophy, quickly gear up and disinfect your tools. Baboons can carry zoonotic diseases. If the carcass is not being used, proper disposal is essential. Leaving it in the open can attract other animals or cause contamination. What do you think about this method of gun hunting? Can it reduce the baboon population? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to follow the channel to explore more real-world hunting topics.